Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Black. For a long time now, a lot of people have told me they would like for me to do a YouTube channel, and I figured after Junior Nationals, a bodybuilding show I did this past weekend, now was a better time than ever to introduce myself and then talk about my journey I've been on for the 36 years I've been roaming around this world. For those who don't know me, I'm Jeff Black. I'm a bodybuilder. I love it. It is absolutely a passion of mine, a fire. I was born with a brittle bone disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. Collagen deficiency is what the disease is based around. I've had 18 surgeries on my legs just to walk again. When I was 9, they put a Lizarov device on my leg, which is basically a halo that you see like on people's necks. And what they did, they wrapped it up, put it on here, had these spokes going through it, and every couple of hours I had to turn these knobs, and it slowly broke my bone. So, long story short, at 9 after that surgery, they said, hey, odds are you're probably never going to walk again without assisted devices, crutches, wheelchairs, canes. So that's kind of just it, bud. So my mom, kind of being proactive, got the physical therapist to work with me with weights and to get me stronger, to be able to use these devices because, at some point, sooner or later, I was going to have to take care of myself. So along kind of started my journey with weight training. I went to high school, my freshman year, and there was this kid there, he bullied me just unmercifully, would write like cripple on my glasses, so I put them on, call me cripple and stuff, and short, you name it, typical high school bullying. But one day in May, I got sick of the shit, and basically just he was working a problem in Algebra 1 class, and I just got up, he called me cripple before he got up to do the problem, and I just sat there and said, like, I'm not taking this anymore. So I got up and punched him in the mouth, and got suspended for 3 days, and my mom, she took me to McDonald's, kind of rewarded me for it. We went to Kroger's, which is a local grocery store, 'cause she had to get some groceries, and I was going through the aisle, and I remember seeing a magazine, Flex magazine, it had Paul DeMaio, the late great Paul DeMaio. His legs were just boom, just big, and I was like, man, if I was that big, I bet no one would mess with me. So that's kind of what started my bodybuilding journey. I just devoured every piece of information I could get. So fast forward to about 2006, I was 26, and a bunch of people at the gym here in Nashville. I moved here, I had a job with the government, and I was a part-time trainer because my oldest son had just been born. And that was, that whole chapter of my life is when I went from boy to man. And, my oldest son was one of my greatest gifts ever given to me. And right then I was also getting involved as a personal trainer in the fitness industry and was loving it. So a bunch of people taught me into, hey, you should do this bodybuilding show, you think you'd be good at it. So I did Mr. Knox and Mr. Tennessee 2006 and took 5th in the novice and 5th in the open and then 5th in the novice, or 5th in the open the following week. And Mr. Tennessee, I was just hooked. Being out on that stage was just awesome. Doctors had said I would never be able to do what I did with bodybuilding, with weight training, and anything like that. So it was kind of like defiant to me. Every time I do a prep and get out on stage and walk across and flex my little manties, it's kind of like that middle finger to the medical community and everyone who said I never could, would, or should. It's been a journey of 11 years of competing, and I have to say I've loved every minute of it. I've learned so much about myself, but just being able to have the ability to work out and live a healthy lifestyle, considering all the things I've had to overcome to get here, is just a gift to me. And I look at it like it's my purpose to use the gift given to me, which is my body, and keep it as healthy as possible. And I know that most people don't coincide bodybuilding healthy together, but for me it is. For me it's a way of life. For me it allows me to be active. It keeps my pain from my bones and my joints from the bone disease at bay. And I love it. I don't even know any more to say than that. So this past weekend I did a bodybuilding show. I did Junior Nationals in Chicago. I took 2nd in the lightweight class. There was only 2 of us. I lost by 1 point. They just went with more shapely physique. But I walked away knowing that I belong there. So for the past 11 years, I've just been grinding out locally and regionally. I've gone to the national scene 3 different times, just gotten blasted. That was with my old prep coach. And then a couple years back, I linked up with a guy named Jason Theobald because I had pretty much quit bodybuilding. My old coach just fed me nothing but tilapia and sweet potatoes and asparagus, and I think if those food groups were to disappear, he wouldn't know how to ride a diet. But it burned me out, and I just hated bodybuilding, and I just didn't want anything to do with it there for like a few months. And Jason was like, dude, you love bodybuilding more than me. Hey, let me work with you, let me help you. He just opened my eyes to, flexible dieting and different ways of doing cardio and just, maximizing what I already knew. Got with John Meadows about training. John's a great guy, just like Jason. Picked his brain, been able to train with him before I go see him again in October. I'm looking forward to that. And just really started growing. And I co-own a gym here in Nashville, Tennessee, Iron House Strength and Conditioning. And my business partner and I have always said that the premise behind our gym is to be your own hero. And I've always said that. I can never idolize like Larry Bird or Michael Jordan growing up, or Bo Jackson, because I was kind of in a wheelchair or on crutches, and I can never relate. But bodybuilders I could, because a lot of the bodybuilders were either bullied, picked on, skinny. They had issues that they were working through, and bodybuilding was their outlet. So I was always able to relate to them. So that's kind of the idea behind my YouTube channel, is be your own hero. And what I'm going to do is, after I did a 20-week prep for junior nationals, for 20 weeks, dieted hard, trained hard. Not that I don't do that year round, but specifically focused for 20 weeks, laser intensity, just unstoppable mindset. I walked away from there knowing I belonged, and I walked away knowing I had room for improvement. So I talked to my coach and laid out a plan and said, hey, look, let's go for Miami Nationals 2018. That gives me 13 months of improvement time before we have to, get into a 16-week, 20-week diet or whatever, however long. I've never had more than 7-8 months. This past year, I was 8 months, and I managed to have no injuries, which is huge for me. Normally, I always injure my legs. So over time, I've gotten smarter and avoided stress fractures in the gym and things like that have held me up. But the thing is, I've got to make my left leg a little bit bigger. I've got to work on my back. So these are things I could do. I was kind of known for having the most ripped ass up there. It was striated top to bottom, all the way in. And Jason pushed me real hard, and we both knew that my only chance, because of my symmetrical issues with my left leg being a little smaller than my right leg, was to be conditioned inside out. And I walked away accomplishing that goal, and I finished that drill. So for the next 17 months, I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do is share my story, share my journey about perseverance, about overcoming. No matter what the odds, you just get out there and you do it. If every time I go to the gym, there's risk I could break something, it's all over for me. I don't actually let that thought enter my mind, but if you want to get down to the brass tacks of it, that's just the truth. That could happen. I believe in the power of the mind and being smart. So I just adapt my training to what I know I can and can't do, and just really try to make the most of it, because I could not imagine not working out. So for me, this is just my way of life, and I want to include you guys in on it and show you guys like things I do, kind of the life I have, my clients that I get trained who are like my family, my sons, my beautiful fiance. Just give you guys a peek into a journey of a legally disabled person who's pursuing aspirations, so hopefully one day getting a pro card. Bodybuilding. I think that's everyone who sets out. That's everyone goes, oh, the pro card guy or whatever. Yeah, well, so what? You know what? All of us gotta have goals and dreams. Who gives a shit if you always pick on people for wanting to have that goal and dream? It's better to aspire for a goal that's 10 times its worth than one time. At least you always got to keep striving for something. And the purpose behind bodybuilding is self-improvement and physical improvement anyway. So I got off stage. I'll be honest, I was a little heartbroken with second place, because I knew, in my opinion, bodybuilding is about the freaks. It's about conditioning. I knew I out-conditioned the guy who beat me. But, it's subjective, and he worked just as hard in his own right. So, he's the champion for that day, and I'm just going to keep grinding until I'm called champion. So my focus is on Miami 2018. I got up the next morning. We had some pizza, the DiGiorno's or Garano's or someplace. I don't know. They messed the whole order up. Don't care to remember their name, but at least I got some deep dish Chicago pizza with some breadsticks and some chocolate cake. Came back Sunday, had a great Father's Day. Driving back, we were, stopped at PF Chang's in Indianapolis, and then I got to do dinner with my sons. We just did a pub sub, and we're all just tired. Went to bed. So Father's Day was great. They gave me 2 gifts. They gave me this beautiful little quote, because I'm a quotes guy, because I'm just cheesy like that. And then Ash had them pick out their favorite pictures of me, and they put together this blanket that I had with me at Junior Nationals. I slept underneath because I couldn't be on the sheets, get my fake tan and ruin and get some outrageous bill. And it's the best dad ever. Love Jared and Keegan, and that was pretty touching. But Monday we got up early, went and trained a few clients, and we went to breakfast. And then my youngest son, we got to go to court and get his last name officially changed to Black. And as a father, to be able to unify my sons underneath one name, that meant a lot to me. To know that, when I pass on, that they're unified. It's been a long 3.5 years. My oldest son and I have endured as I fought for custody of Keegan and later earned custody of Keegan. It's just been a long time. And it was finally a chapter closed. I remember standing outside as we took the picture, just breathing a sigh of relief, going, this is it. It's finally behind me. And to know that I set a good example to those boys, that you answer your responsibilities, that you be a leader, that you handle your business, but most of all, you keep pushing and working, because the courts weren't going to do it. I finally just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and the court, the judge found a loophole, as she said, in court to be able to justify changing his last name. So just to see Keegan's face light up and Jared to know that their both last name is Black it was the cherry on top to a great weekend. But that's a little bit about me. That's my journey. That's kind of where I've been at, where I'm going. I'm probably the cheesiest nerd you'll ever get to know. I love reading Dungeons and Dragons. Play guitar. There's a lot of random things about me a lot of people don't know. But the one thing that I say openly is I love as fiercely as I live, and my family means everything to me. My gym family, the business that my business partner Derek and I built, just the cornerstone of my life has always been, as I've become an adult, is family. I'm not really close to my own family. So to be able to experience life with a bunch of people who all have a common purpose, it's just great. But that's it for today. I'm going to do a video probably once a week, hopefully maybe more, if it's there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, so bear with me with it. If you guys would like to follow me on Instagram, I'm Jeff Black 1980. I'm posting a lot of cool stuff on there, mostly about my journey, about my life, about my family, and my boys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to sharing something that the medical community thought would never happen. Still doesn't believe it'll happen, but whatever. I walked across that stage at Junior Nationals. That was a giant middle finger to him, so I kind of was like, yes. But again, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch this, and I look forward to sharing my journey over the next 17 months as we hopefully not only bring awareness to osteogenesis imperfecta, but also show that anything is possible as long as you decide to be your own hero and follow your heart. Your heart. I can't say that enough. Your heart makes you unstoppable. Thanks, guys.